Government to investigate the many suicides taking place in Jamaica. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. The Ministry of National Security will work with the Ministry of Health and Wellness to investigate the number of suicides and domestic violence cases that have occurred since the COVID-19 pandemic began. Domestic violence and suicide have increased according to National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang. He has noticed that the pandemic appears to have had a negative impact on students' behavior as well. Dr. Chang emphasized the importance of reviewing statistics to determine the cases. He adds that the government is also working to ensure that vulnerable communities receive social service intervention to address those issues. Meanwhile, the police have detained a suspect in connection with Sunday's $23 million heist at the Scotiabank's ATM in Burton Park in Portmore in St. Catherine. 4 security guards attached to Beryllium, part of the Guardsman group of companies as well as the licensed firearm holder, were wounded during the attack. The security guards were about to service the ATM when they were shot by armed thugs with high-powered weapons. Head of the Criminal Investigation Branch, Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Cleon Marsh, said that the investigators have made significant progress in the case. He admitted that the police have not yet recovered any of the money taken during the robbery, but said the police have identified the likely perpetrators and are making inroads in concluding the investigation. Meanwhile, another robbery took place in Mandeville. The Manchester police are combing through CCTV footage to identify a gunman who attempted to rob another automated teller machine in Mandeville, Manchester yesterday. According to police, about 2 o'clock, armed men physically assaulted the guard on duty at Bankhouse Mall on Manchester Road. Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the Corporate Communications Unit of Jamaica Constabulary Force, said the guard was beaten by the men who later left the location. When the police actually responded, the men ran, leaving behind the machine as well as some of the items that were stolen from the security guards. SSP Lindsay said although the robbers dislodged the machine, they were unable to remove the cash that it contained. And the incident comes 2 days after criminals shot and injured 3 security guards in Portmore, St. Catherine while they were servicing an ATM. There was a break-in on Wednesday morning at the National Water Commission's office in St. Anne's Bay in St. Anne. Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, commanding officer for St. Anne, said that the thieves attempted to gain access to a vault but were unsuccessful as nothing had been reported stolen. Meanwhile, a truck driver was robbed of an undetermined sum of money by unknown assailants in St. Catherine, and his truck was set ablaze by the attackers. The Corporate Communications Unit confirmed that the robbery took place about 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Video footage of the truck which was set ablaze emerged on Tuesday night, making several rounds on social media. The robbery occurred along a section of the Edward Seaga Highway in the vicinity of Vanity Fair Bridge. The men robbed him and then set fire to the truck. The trucker was knocked unconscious by the men who robbed him, but he didn't die. Detectives from St. Andrew South Police Division have charged a 16-year-old boy with several offenses, including murder, following an incident on 7th Street in St. Andrew on October 24th of last year that left a man dead and a teenage girl injured. The teen, a resident of 7th Street, was charged on March 21st of this year while in custody at the Metcalf Juvenile Center in the presence of his attorney. According to reports, about 2:30 p.m. on October 24th, armed men kicked open the door to a house and shot and killed 21-year-old Shamar Muir, as well as assaulting a teenage girl who was present. And following an extensive investigation, the teen was charged with murder and conspiracy. Kevin Leslie, the 29-year-old man who was charged with the fatal stabbing of his 28-year-old partner, Shade Brown, 2 weeks ago, was remanded when he appeared in the Manchester Parish Court on Wednesday, and he's to return to court on April 26. Leslie was arrested and charged after he allegedly stabbed Miss Brown during a domestic dispute in Wales, Newport, Manchester on the night of March 11. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, police were called to the scene of a crime off Spanish Town Road in St. Andrew after a man's body was discovered in a gully. The man was later identified as Kimar Forbes and was reported missing last Saturday. He was from Greenwich Farm in Kingston. Forbes, who is a bearer, was killed nearby and dumped in the Mother White Gully, according to police sources. Investigations are ongoing. Onto sports, goalkeeper Kimar Foster of Waterhouse has been called up as a late replacement for Konya Boyce Clark of Reading for Sunday's CONCACAF Nations League match against Mexico at the Azteca Stadium. Boyce Clark, the national under-20 goalkeeper, was included in the 23-man squad but was unable to take up the invitation due to personal reasons. Foster has now joined Amal Knight and Jamali Waite as the 3 goalkeepers in the Jamaica squad. Jamaicans will go into Sunday game knowing that only a win can take them beyond the group stage. Meanwhile, Racing United of St. Catherine and Brownstown FC of St. Anne have earned promotion to the Jamaica Football Federation Tier 2 League after they won their playoff semi-final games on Saturday against Tuscany Warriors and Goshen FC respectively. Racing scored twice in time added on after coming from behind 2 times at Drax Hall to beat Westmoreland's Tuscany Warriors 3-2. Brownstown meantime edged Goshen FC of St. Elizabeth 1-0 at Brooks Park in Mandeville, and the winners will meet in the final set for later this week and will contest the JFF Tier 2 League that is set to start later this month. And if you ever missed the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube and type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.